Greetings fellow guitar travellers, it's Rowan J Parker once again with yet another Lick of the Week. And this week, boy, we got a treat for you. We've got some of the most extreme shredding you will ever see. I guarantee you will never have seen anything like this before. So, let's get right down to it. Extreme shredding, Lick of the Week. Now, let us see how you fare with the leaflet. Most excellent. And now, how are we with the envelope of doom? And now, for the cardboard of oblivion. I think you'll agree, ladies and gentlemen, that's the best shredding you're ever gonna see. Okay, I admit it, that was a really bad joke and kinda lame. But it was also kinda funny. So, let's get right down to showing you the actual Lick of the Week. Here we go. Okay, monstrous. So let's get right down to showing you exactly what this bad boy is. So it comprises of two separate parts really. You have the first half, which is a diminished 7th arpeggio, linear, with some string skipping. And the second half is a B minor swept arpeggio, which is relatively straightforward. So let's address the first half, the diminished idea, okay? If you know anything about diminished chords or diminished arpeggios, you'll know that the interval between each note is a minor third or 3 semitones. And this is fine, except that when we stretch it all out on a single string, we get 2 consecutive minor third intervals, which is going to make the span ferocious, especially if, like me, you've got relatively small hands. So let's go down and look at the first diminished 7th arpeggio, and we'll play that to you. So let's have a listen to our first diminished 7th arp. Alright, so what we've got is we've got G6, G9, G12, and the fingering, finger 1, 2 and 4. And then we're going to skip to the high E string and do exactly the same notes. We've got 6, 9 and 12 in the high E, and that is the ascending part of the diminished arpeggio. So we have to skip over the string. And then all we're doing is we're going to reverse down and then ascend up again. So actually it's incredibly simple really. So let me just go ahead and play it very slowly, one note at a time, so you can see exactly what the notes are. And just for clarity, I'll pick everything just now, just so you can hear clearly all the pitches. Okay, and I'll go ahead and give that to you in verbal tab as well. So it's G6, G9, G12, E6, E9, E12, E9, E6, G12, G9, G6, G9, G12, E6, E9, E12. And to point out, it's all done legato. So hammer the first note, sorry, pick the first note, I beg your pardon, pick the first note, hammer the other two, string skip, pick, hammer, hammer, pull, pull, pick, pull, pull, hammer, hammer, pick, hammer, hammer. So you're only going to pick when you change strings, otherwise it's always just going to be the left hand. Alright, so let's have a listen, slower tempo, but I'll turn the volume up so you can hear a bit more clearly. If you've listened to anything of the guitar player Sean Lane, you will have heard these sorts of things, and generally they're very common in neoclassical heavy metal as well. So you've probably heard or possibly even played things like this before. So hopefully it won't be too much of a rude shock. If you haven't, then you're really going to have to work on developing the span of the left hand, and also this lick does require quite a lot of left hand strength. So go cautiously at it if you're new to these expanded spreads. Alright, so now we've got the basic pattern established, all we're going to do is move the idea up 3 frets and do exactly the same thing. Alright, so I think that's fairly self-explanatory. So I will just give you the verbal tab in any case though. So we've got G9, G12, G15, high 9, 12, 15, 12, 9, back to G, 15, 12, 9, 12, 15, back to E, 9, 12, 15. Okay, so that's our middle arpeggio. And we actually play this arpeggio twice through, so we're going to go before we move to the next one. And we move to the next arpeggio, which is just another minor third or 3 frets higher. So it's this one. Exactly the same way of playing it. So I'll just crack in and give you the verbal tab. So we've got G12, 15, 18, E, 12, 15, 18, 15, 12, 18, 15, 12 on the G, 15, 18, 12, 15, 18. It's again exactly the same idea. So theoretically, if we've mastered one arpeggio, then we should really just be able to plug in the rest, move it up, and we've got the first half, right? So let's just try and stick it all together, slow tempo, and have a listen. So we've got this. Let's do that again. Oh, wild and crazy. So if you can get the span together, it's not too bad. So we're going to proceed now and look at the second half, which is just a little B minor arpeggio. Okay, let's do it. Okay, and here we go with the second half, which is just a descending and then ascending, fairly rapid B minor arpeggio. Sounds like this. Which, if you've played any heavy metal, neoclassical type stuff, I'm sure you know the shape, but I'll go over it anyway. So, what we've got is high E 19, E 14, then B 15, G 16, D 16, A 17, first finger is A 14, then just straight back up, 17, 16, 16, 15, 14, then 19. And we're just going to cycle that over, I think, 2-3 times, let's see. Can't count, I think that's 3 times through. And the arpeggio itself is really compressed or squashed into time, so the division is not really very even. It's, to be honest with you, about just as fast as I can play this arpeggio, alright? So, the definition suffers a little bit at this tempo, but, you know, it looks and sounds cool, so I think we get away with it. How to pick this one, the way I'm going to do it is down pick, pull off, up, 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 pull, down, 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 and then start again. Actually, I think once I get it going, start with down. Yeah, and then on the repeat it's an upstroke. But as I say, it's just all being squashed into time. So you might find that the way that you pick it is not the same as the way I pick it, but that's the way that works for me anyway. You get the idea. So that's the two elements stuck together, diminished seventh arpeggio, and then the B minor arpeggio at the end, and then the whole thing goes round again. Just before we play it one final time, we'll just talk about the harmony behind the lick. Very simple. It's based on what's called a 5-1 chord progression in B minor, so it's F sharp 7 to B minor. Incredibly simple harmonically. And we're playing the diminished 7th arpeggios against it. Now, I'm not going to get into the theory behind why you can play diminished 7th arpeggios over dominant chords today. It's really a lesson all of its own. But suffice it to say, there is a connection between diminished 7th chords and dominant chords. And the actual sound you're going to get is it'll be F sharp 7 flat 9. There we go. F sharp 7 flat 9 resolving onto B minor. So it does theoretically make sense as well as being a super cool lick. So hope you've enjoyed that lick very much, and here's the final demonstration. Let's do it. Okay, well that wraps it up for another lick of the week. Join me next week for yet more guitar mayhem. If you've enjoyed this, please watch some of the other videos on my YouTube channel, of which there are a ton, and I'll be posting new stuff every week. And also, if you'd like to visit my website, which is www.roundjparker.com, there's a ton of stuff on that site, and a lot of it is free. There are some things you can buy if you like, but it's a great site, and it's devoted to all things guitar, designed for players of all levels. So whether you're a shredder or just a beginner, there's something you can get out of it. Alright, it's been a pleasure showing you this riff. I hope to see you next time on yet another Lick of the Week. And until then, I've been Round J Parker. Farewell and keep shredding!